Hey, welcome to mosplays. I'm here with Fernando, maker of Scavengers from Planet-X. Scavengers from Planet-X is, I guess, sort of a space sim adventure game, and it's available on itch.io for free for Windows, Mac, and Linux. Hi, Fernando.
Hi, it's a real pleasure to be here.
Thank you. It's a real pleasure to have you. Um, Maybe you could tell us a bit about yourself if you want, or...
Well, I am Solodeb. I love science fiction. I have been making games since I was 12, and that means that I have around 40 years of experience making games.
Oh, wow.
But this is my first real big game. All other projects were really very amateur, so the real thing is that this has been sort of a comeback, and it has been really fun to make the game. It has been a real pleasure, the project, the learning process, and releasing the game. It has been a nightmare too, but it has been really, really fun. And the only thing that I really hope is other people have fun with the game and enjoy the universe created for this game.
I certainly had fun with it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm still playing it a bit. There's still some recordings coming. Yeah, so what started you on making Scavengers? Did you, is something
Well,
that triggered for you that you thought, hey, I'm gonna do this, or...
well, the main reason for start this project, one of the latest games I really enjoyed was Rebel Galaxy Outlaw.
Oh, yes.
And at the beginning, Rebel Galaxy Outlaw, the initial plan was to have a mod kit, but the developers decided to scrap out the mod kit, so it was frustrating because I I want to add more content to Rebel Galaxy Outlaw, but it was not possible without the mod kit, so I decided to make my own game. And the idea of the game was to make something in the line of the old Wing Commander Privateer, but with Legging space, with the opportunity of exploring the planets, exploring the space stations. It was how the project started. And after several months of developing, the project started to evolve, and finally it becomes sort of a space adventure instead of the original idea. But I think that it's better how the final product. I think that is better of the original than the original idea. I think. But the real trigger was the lack of a mod kit for Rebel Galaxy Outlaw. And
Yeah,
also,
okay.
Rebel Galaxy Outlaw was also an inspiration because it was a game made only by 5 people. And the real thing is that only one of them was a coder. So if they were able to do it, why not? I can do the same. And that was the idea, and that was the trigger.
Oh, okay. So, about how long did it take you to make
Well,
Scavengers?
the entire project was 1 year and a half, but the real thing is that the first 6 months were mostly for learning the engine and making experiment and test. After 6 months, I have to scrap the entire project and start over. So the development of the actual game took 1 year, from
Oh, that's
November
very good.
2021 to November 22. Yeah. I worked on the game around 4 daily hours on average, so roughly it has been a project of 1,500 hours of work.
Okay. Yeah,
It's a lot.
it
It's a lot
is.
of
Yeah,
hours.
it's
Yeah, but
good.
it's better to make a game than play with the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it is. Yes. I think it's very good, especially for within a year. What impresses me is that you managed to keep it so tight. Really, something that I can't manage at all myself. So whenever I see that, you seem to have a clear vision and immediately know what not to do and what not to even try. Or you kept it well on the
Yeah,
road, so to speak.
yeah, I fully agree, and I think that discipline for a solo dev is important. You know, from my personal point of view, spending 10 years making a game probably is a mistake. So I
Yeah.
think that setting a limit is important.
Oh, I
Perhaps,
can vouch for that for Fernando. I spent
yeah,
8 years now or something on Taxi Not, I think. and it is a
Wow.
mistake.
Sorry, really
No, it's
sorry.
nobody's fault
No,
but
but
my own. But
yeah,
that's how it
yeah, I
goes.
believe that. Yeah, probably a have a professional. I don't know how to say it. Well, I work as project manager,
I
and that
see.
means that the budget to me is really very important. And
Okay.
as solo dev, time is probably the main component of the budget.
Yes.
So my plan when I scrap it out the initial part of the project and I start over was to limit the development to 1 year. And that
Okay.
means that the actual game, Scavengers, the actual game, is only 50% of the original vision. But,
Yeah.
but I
Well.
believe that not finishing the game is a lot more painful than releasing a game that is just half of the vision.
Yes.
So the plan was I have until November. At November, no matter how the game is, I have to release it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you did that very well. I did most of the. I think I did the two main quests, at least the corporate saga and the neural dream saga, and
Oh, the neural dreams.
they've both fully worked. So
Yeah, I have seen some bugs watching your videos. I promise to fix it. But
oh
yeah,
yeah,
congratulations. And it's fun because the Neural Dream Saga is based on a real criminal case of organ trafficking. So I
oh
read the
okay,
story and I adapted the story to make it similar into the game.
right.
And it was fun. A little bit terrifying, but it was fun, I hope.
It was fun for me. Yeah. In the end, it got a bit going back and forth, But I, at one point, I was like, I think I have enough now. But then the next day, I wanted to go back to it again. It's sort of addicting in its simplicity, in a way. I mean, I don't mean simple in a bad way, but in a good way. It's like a thing like Euro Truck Simulator or something. It's sort of one thing you're doing, but that also makes it very comfortable to play. So yeah, I do like it.
Yeah, and there is something that I think that we have in common in Taxinaut and also in Scavengers is the real star of the game is the universe, is the backdrop, is the environment. And in Taxinaut is exactly the same. You know, what
Yes.
makes Taxinaut so attractive are the unique planets, the strange people you meet in the game. You move to a place that is, new, exotic, but it's coherent. And I think that this is the most important thing. And I feel that the both games have this thing in common. The real star, the real quest is the environment, is the universe.
Yeah, I think maybe you're right. I didn't think of it like that. I think it's another thing I was impressed with. You seem to have a very written out backdrop and story for Scavengers. Like it all connects. It's all pretty much thought out. In Taxina, that is less so. It's more like open. I just add in things. They don't necessarily add up. I sort of tie them up later, maybe, Bethesda style.
Yeah, it's true. The Taxinaut is most based in the exploration and the discovery of new worlds, and Scavengers is strongly focused on the story. Probably to focus it into the story. In fact, Scavengers is a science fiction book, but in the format of a video game. And
Yeah,
some of the
okay.
stories of Scavengers were original science fiction tales. Some of them I wrote them 20 years ago.
Oh,
So yes,
okay.
there is part of the text that was already done before the game.
Right.
No, I love
That's
to write.
interesting. Hey, would you like to explore a sci-fi fantasy universe through the eyes of a humble taxi driver? Taxinaut is a game for PC with a huge open world galaxy where you can do just that. You can fly on planets over alien cities and landscapes, land at bars, diners, shops and many other weird and wonderful places. Take off into space and fly to different planets or other star systems. Find equipment and abilities to help you deal with the difficulties of navigating alien worlds. Taxinaut features a completable 30+ hour storyline about finding a friend lost in the galactic underworld. Taxinaut is now available on itch.io and Steam Early Access. Okay. So the first thing you did really was start. It was the, I don't know how you pronounce it, the Godot engine. No, you use.
Yeah, I'm using the Godot engine. I tried Unity, but the license model of Unity scared me a lot. You know, it's terrifying. Okay, so you can use it for free, but if you use it for free, they're going to place some code into your game that will gather information from the people playing your game, and that scared me a lot. Then I try Unreal, but Unreal is an amazing engine, but it's great for first-person shooters, but not exactly for the kind of game I wanted to do. And then I discovered Godot, and well, Godot is easy to handle, it's easy to program. DDScript is a good language to develop, and it works fine. So I decided to use Godot, and well, I think that I'm happy with the engine, with the game engine.
What kind of language is that you use mainly in that, or what language is that?
I've used the GDScript, that is the proprietary language of Godot.
Oh, okay.
GDScript is sort of a strange mix between Python and C. So if you have knowledge of C and Python, you are going to understand the language very, very quickly. It's very optimized. In a few small things I have to use C# just as a complement to write very specific functions, but most of the code is GDScript.
So you can mix other languages and you can use other languages. Well, C# anyway.
Yeah, mostly C# and GDScript.
Godot
is made in C#, and that means that you can use C# to extend the engine.
Oh, the whole engine is made in C#, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
and that just they've opened that up, haven't they? Because I was surprised it runs on Macintosh then, but the whole .NET thing changed a couple of years ago, didn't it? Well, a decade ago probably now. But
and it has evolved a lot. It's true that Godot has evolved a lot in the last years. I have used Godot 3.5. Well, when I started the game, I started with Godot 3.4, 3.2, but when I finished the game, I was in 3.5. But it's stable, it works fine.
And does it have like,
the license model is perfect, it's open source. That means no ties, no hidden clauses, no code running without the knowledge of the developer, so I think that it's an advantage. Yep.
Okay, and does it have like a sort of a 3D view as well? You know, like Unity has, where you can drag models around and stuff? Or?
Yes, but it's not as usable as Unity.
Okay.
And the real problem with 3D is not the engine. Things that I have found more trouble with the 3D is that it's really hard to hide the empty areas. For instance, we have Green Haven and New Boston. New Haven and New Boston are the biggest location of the game. Green Haven is okay, but New Boston looks empty, and it's frustrating because New Boston contains more content than any other place. It contains 5 rooms, more than 10 essential NPCs, almost 200 generated NPC, flying ships, drones, train. The music track of New Boston is unique, it only sounds in New Boston, but the place still looks empty and lifeless. And you know, it's very hard to make a 3D environment, a big 3D level, lively. In the case of New Boston, I know that they need to add more rooms, more bars, more interactive props, more people, but that means around 50 hours of work to develop it. And at the end I had to say, okay, it's enough. If it's not to live, well, it's a problem, but I have to go. So the problem is that building the world vision in 3D is exhausting. And this problem is not solved by Unity or Godot. The problem is that it's really an exhausting job.
Yeah, well, Taxinaut is in 3D, but I have to create all the buildings and trees and place, and some are statically placed. A lot of it is generated, but like I'm stuck in it, working on this dungeon right now that's taken ages. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yep.
It's just work. In the end, it's just work. It's like knitting or something, or laying a brick wall. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's exhausting. Well, making a game is always exhausting. But the big disadvantage of 3D is that you have to feel a 3D space. And this could be really very hard.
Yeah.
But it was.
I remember you talking about when you had added all the people in, or you were working on generating sort of random people. And you were excited about it. You were on this Space Game Junkie Discord, and I remember you showed it off. That wasn't that long ago, even, it seems.
Yeah. Well, it's frustrating because the generated characters at the beginning, they have a generated dialogue. So in the initial code, 3 months before the release, I have a generated dialogue, and each generated character have a few specific personality traits, and based on that personality traits, the program was able to generate a line of dialogue unique for each character, a line of dialogue talking about the lore of the game mainly. But the problem is that to finish that system will require almost 2 months of work, so I decided to scrap it. And I think it's sad because, you know, when you are moving to a level, to a station or a planet, and you find a lot of people but you cannot interact with, it looks, you know, looks weird. So I really regret to have scrapped this part of the code. Maybe in the future I will add a patch to add this part. It was, you know, all these generated characters at the beginning had a generated dialogue.
Yeah, no, I understand, yeah.
And it was really hard.
Yeah, that sounds like a big thing. I don't even know how you would go about automatically generating dialogue. And as it is now, there's just...
Yeah, it's the same. I was using exactly the same code that I have used to generate the taxi mission reviews. You know.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Taxi mission.
Hey, now you're talking.
Yeah.
Sorry, just something pops in my head about that. You know, I get star ratings from them. Is there anything that influences that, or is that just random?
Well, it's almost random. The line is Unix generated, and the stars are related to the review. If you are able to take the passengers to his specific destination, you will receive 4 or 5 stars. That is random. If you fail, you will receive 1 or 2 stars. The generated test is related to the service. So if you have success delivering the customer, you will receive a line of text of a customer happy. And in the opposite, well, you will receive a horrible critic. And these lines are generated. So I started with some specific static lines of text, and the program combines the different components to generate sort of a unique line. It's not very effective. Sometimes it repeats the same evaluation, but it works. And it's generated the important parts.
And another thing I was wondering was, you get a feeling that the scene space you have in Godot is not very big or something, is it? So how did you do the space flight? Was that hard, or?
Was really hard. I spent 3 months making the flight model in the first part of the project, and it was probably the hardest part. So, you know, to make it easy to fly, but at the same time realistic enough to feel that you are flying a ship, and making smooth enough was really very hard. And I'm not 100% happy with the final flying model. So maybe in the future I will change it, or maybe for the next game I will try to develop something a little bit smoother and also a little bit easier to handle, especially with mouse and keyboard. I designed the game to be played with the controller.
Yeah.
And moving the experience to mouse and keyboard was not very satisfactory. So that I think that I can improve it, especially for some specific movements, for the roll, and for some, you have experienced it, and yeah, the flight model with mouse and keyboard is not perfect. I'm not 100% happy with it.
I didn't mind it actually. I played 8 hours with mouse and keyboard, so I thought it was fine actually. Except the rolling it seems to have a large step or something.
Yes, the rolling should be improved. But the problem is that for the rolling I need to use the keyboard, and I have to improve it. I have to find a way to improve it. Yeah.
I had it the other way around. I had to add controller support into Taxinaut, like I did that recently. That was a real headache.
Yeah, especially because there are two different inputs devices with completely different input values. But if you want to have something current, you need to integrate both type of inputs into the same code, and that means to create sort of a virtual component in the middle. So it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. And I have been unable to put support for joysticks for HOTAS systems. And I'm happy of not trying it because it's another nightmare. Please do not ask for it. Please no joystick support.
So is there anything in the game anything else that you kind of had? Is there anything in the design you regret now, or that you think I should have done that differently?
Yes, the architecture of the code is a mess. I have to confess that if I have to start over, I will create a completely different architecture of the code. From the point of view of the story, yes, the animations are horrible. I didn't have the time to make better animation. I have horrible animation, and yes, I have to. In the future, I will try to put more effort in the animation of the characters and in the characters themselves. From the point of view of the budget, for the next game I will try to make a different approach. I decided to make this game free for many different reasons. The first one is because I feel that the game has not enough quality to receive a price tag, and also I have I am nobody. Nobody knows me. Nobody now is going to buy a game without any kind of reference. So I decided to make the game free because I'd rather have 100 players playing it for free than 5 players buying the game for $5.
Okay.
So for the next game, the idea is to start generating a community long before releasing the game, and start creating some awareness about the project long before releasing the game, and probably using Scavengers as a marketing tool. Offering Scavengers for free. Maybe I can have some sales in the future. Anyway, I'm really very, very happy. I have around 500 downloads, and I have received a donation for around $50, and I cannot be happier. I have for us a few coffees, so it's really great.
Yeah. Okay.
And something that I really regret is that I do not have time to finish the story. The original script had a closing saga with more quests, 5-6 quests, confronting the different factions that appears on the game.
Okay.
So the idea was to have Inari and Akira from New Tokyo, Scarlet, the psychopath leader of the corporation, Talia leading the Alliance, the Aerospace Navy, and the people from the Planet-X. But I didn't have the energy to make it, so I had part of the scripts written, but I decided to scrap from the game. Well, so maybe in the future I will have the opportunity to make a second version of the game with better visuals, and I will include all these scripts. But sorry, the game will look unfinished.
You do get a feeling after you've done the corporate quest and what's called the secret war. No, PAX. Well, I don't know the Latin phrase, but that one.
You know that Karoshi is a Japanese word.
Well, I would have guessed, but I don't know what it means.
Yes, it's Japanese word that means literally death caused by working too much. And it's a real problem in Japan and South Korea and many other places. So yeah, I try to make
I see.
Karoshi look as a dystopian, the, the main component of a dystopian future. And you know, creating a dystopia today is very easy. All you have to do is to describe sociopathic behavior as normal. And all people of Karoshi are insane, are absolutely insane. And Scarlet is the worst one.
Oh,
And at the
Scarlet
end
is
of
the worst
the
one.
yes, Scarlet is absolutely crazy. Well, you will discover it after at the end of Secret War in the big explosion, you know. So after the big explosion that will end
Yeah.
the Secret War
Oh, can you
quest,
still talk to
there
her
was
after that?
yeah. You still haven't seen the big explosion, but well, yes,
Oh, I
Scarlet
have.
is
I have seen that.
insane. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, the idea was to make a quest just to explain how insane is Scarlet. But well, that quest is not available. I'm really sorry. So Scarlet seems
Oh,
to
I
be
see.
friendly, but it's not. She is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, because I was thinking she doesn't. She feels the least crazy of them all. But
Yeah,
okay.
she feels normal, but she's not normal, you know. So
Oh,
at
I
the end,
see.
when you see what, okay, she's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, you definitely also
And
feel after you've done the Federation bit and you got them together that that's a setup for a second part or something.
yes, the real thing is that after building the Federation and the Alliance and the events of the Secret War in Karoshi, and also the independent stations and the Planet X, the people from the Planet X, the civilization from Planet X, the idea is to generate a scenario similar to Europe in 1914. You know, we have
Okay.
different sides that are defining their positions and they are going to the confrontation, to a huge war. And that was the theme of the Scrapped quest, to develop this war, to develop this conflict. So maybe in the
Okay.
future.
Hey, about another thing about the music. Did you make that yourself or how did that
Yes,
come about?
I made all the music. I discovered the software 2 years ago. A very easy to use software. The name of the software is One Bit Dragon.
One Bit
It was
Dragon?
very simple. One Bit Dragon. It's an amazing software for composition because, the hardest part of composition is to make the music sound coherent, sound without dissonances. And to make music, to compose music without dissonances, you have to understand what is in a scale and what notes you cannot use in a scale. One Bit
I
Dragon is
suppose.
amazing because it hides the wrong notes for each scale. And that means that everything you make with One Bit Dragon will sound coherent, will sound without dissonances.
Okay.
So it's really easy to make music with that tool.
So it's
It's
like
an amazing tool.
auto-tune for composers.
Yeah. It's music for non-composers. It's amazing. Yeah, and it's very cheap. Well, I bought this software in the second version, and I bought the 2.0, and now they have just released the 4.2.
Sorry,
It's
can
very
you say
cheap.
one more
It's
time what it is? Because one bit and then
One Bit Dragon.
it's literally dragon like the creature.
Yep.
Oh,
the
okay.
creature, One Bit Dragon.
See, I
Yeah,
didn't.
and it's an amazing software. Yeah. So yes, I made the music. The game contains 30 tracks. Some of them are specific. For instance, the Utopia track, Utopia, Green Haven, New Boston, and I think a New Tokyo have a unique soundtrack, only sound on those places, and the rest of the tracks are used on different locations. The idea is to make some equivalence between the place you are and the music you are hearing.
Yeah, like the derelict ship where you find all
Yep.
the murdered girls. That has a unique track, no? I felt
Yeah,
it was.
no, this is not unique. You have another ship.
Oh,
You have another ship that have a lot of people died, In
Yeah.
fact, a lot more of people died and used the same track. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Right.
there is a quest named Charon Blues that is also terrible, and well, you have to find a mission ship, and well, it's an interesting story. And again, that quest use some information took directly from a direct criminal case. So it's fun. Yeah, sorry, I love the crimes. I love I love the crime literature. Yes, I love the black
Yeah.
cinema. Yeah, sorry.
Right. What else I was gonna ask? Oh yeah, the manual. How long did that take?
To make it
Yeah.
around, yeah, it's not an easy to answer question because I
Okay.
started writing the manual at the same time at making the game.
Oh, I see. And you just fidget with it as
So
it goes. Yeah.
yeah, so the real thing is, well, I have spent around 10 months making the manual, but I started making the manual when I started creating the playable components of the game.
I see.
So it's something that has been at the same time. So I cannot say how many hours.
No, no. What did you use for that? Is that just Word or
Well, I made it in PowerPoint.
PowerPoint? Oh,
In
okay.
PowerPoint, yeah.
You can
Yeah,
convert
well,
everything to everything now in Office.
yeah. It's really easy. Yeah, it's the best tool to make this kind of
Oh, is it?
composition.
I wouldn't know.
It's
Yeah, okay.
extremely, yeah, it's easy to handle.
Right.
And it's something I am too used to use PowerPoint for the job, so it's a problem.
Yeah. So, I'd like maybe to talk a bit more about. Did you do anything to promote Scavengers or?
No, the real thing is that the only thing I have made is to put the link into Reddit, but nothing else.
Okay, yeah, and you talked
Yeah,
about it on Discord and stuff.
yeah, yes, in Discord, Reddit, but the real thing is that my budget for marketing was zero,
Yeah.
and the idea is, well, this has been my learning project. Something that I have to learn is how to sell the game, and well, the idea is to use it just as a tool, just to learn, to start building a personal brand. But no, I didn't did anything. I'm really sorry, and maybe I have to try to promote it a little bit more, but
Okay, I was just wondering, maybe you had some insights that I don't have, or I have zero insights. So.
yeah. Yeah, well, yeah.
Huh?
Other thing that I have to try in the future is to put in on Steam.
Oh yes.
I
Okay,
didn't.
of course. Yeah.
Well, the main reason for not using Steam is because, well, you have to pay the quote, and also because I have to link the libraries of Steam with Godot. It's well documented how to do it, but it's not so easy, and I was too tired. At the end of
Yeah.
November, the thing I really want is to finish this, to move on to the next project, and to feel that this is finished and over and release it.
Yeah, I think you did that very well. Just keep it to what is allocated to it. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
you don't need to though. I mean, I'm not saying, but you don't need to use the Steam libraries to have in your game on Steam. But there's no integration required. But it's optional. It's only for the cloud save and for Steam to detect whether the game is running, if you want that.
Oh.
So that it can
Yeah,
lock somebody out of playing the game if they don't have Steam. And for what else? For the achievements, you would need it as well, of course.
Oh, I have to look at. I have to look at it. Yeah.
So
I have
it's
no
co-
idea. The real thing is,
The
yeah.
first version of Taxinaut on Steam didn't have any Steam library, any Steam integration with it. So I know
Oh,
that
it's
can
good
work.
to know.
Yeah,
It's
but
good to
yeah,
know.
you would
I
have
didn't
that. It's a bit weird because your game is free. Then you'd have to pay that €100 fee. Why would you do that? They should allow people that have free games to put it on there without paying that fee. Maybe that's possible. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, $100 is not real. It's not a real problem. You know, when I start my next project, because now I am just waiting for the start of the next professional project, I'll probably do it. It's not a real problem. It's not so much money.
Have you
The
sorry?
real barrier, yeah, the real barrier was the integration with Steam. So if it's not needed, I could consider it. We'll think about it here.
Have you any name already for your new project or anything what it's about?
Yes, I have a name, but I'm not sure about the name. The name,
okay.
The game is going to be a space tracking game. The idea is to make something similar to a European Truck Simulator, but in space. The economical model is going to be a little bit more complex. The idea is to have an economical model similar to Transport Ticon and Patrician 4. So the idea is to have an economical model a little bit more complex than in European Truck Simulator, but the gameplay would be similar to European Truck Simulator in space. I am working now in the game editor because the game will be released with a game editor and also with modding support. And the idea is to release the game with the tools to let people to create their own modes, their own planets, their own worlds, and their our stations. And I think that it could be finished by probably September, probably October.
This year?
Yeah, this year. The limit in this case are 12 months. So the idea is, I believe that I can do it in 1 year. Especially because I can reuse a lot of code and a lot of ideas from the previous game, from Scavengers. And I'm already working on it. I hope this is possible to make it.
Yeah. So it's in Godot. You're doing it in Godot again.
Yeah, the idea is to make it in Godot 3.5. But if Godot 4 is stable enough, maybe I will move to Godot 4. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
But yes, I am working on it, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what your dream project would be, but I guess that's it then. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the real project is to work on this, is to get enough money from the games to stop doing boring consultant projects and horrible project management projects. But this dream is far from being real. So.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I'm very familiar with all that. I'm not a project manager, but I'm just a developer. But yeah, I know. I won't go into it.
Well.
Yeah,
who knows? Anyway, Taxi Note is an amazing game. I'm sure that Taxi Note is going to be, and I'm sure that Taxi Note 2 will be even better, because you know it's a game that. You play Taxi now, you immediately see it. Okay, the second version of this game with a few improvements is going to be a hit. It's going to be great. Because the idea behind Taxi Now is amazing. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you, Fernando. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, there's still a lot to do on it, but that's the way it is, I suppose.
Yeah. But it's an amazing game. It's an amazing project, and I'm sure that maybe, well, I know that you made the game in Java.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Probably a game engine may help you, because a lot of features that now are great with a game engine are a lot more cheaper to do. So let's afford. But the game is amazing. I love the game. I really love the game. And I understand why the people from the Space Game Junkie is so impressed about the game.
Oh yeah, he's so excited about it.
Yeah.
They love it. Great. I mean,
best game of 2022.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, the people who like it seem to really like it. Regrettably, there aren't that many, but yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyway, is there any other games? Like, is there any? What are like big games from your past or something that you think of, or that inspired you, or that made you fall in love with games?
Well, there is a game that is very special for me, because not for the game, it's for the moment. The game is Skyrim, and there is a reason. Well, I bought Skyrim just 1 week before being diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, okay.
And you know, it was that was 10 years ago, so I now perfectly, and the cancer is forgotten. But the real thing is forgiven, sorry. But the real thing is that after being diagnosed, the doctor asked me to stay at home for at least 2 months before the surgery, because you know it's a risky situation. It was winter, so I spent the 2 months waiting for the surgery playing Skyrim, and that makes, for that reason, Skyrim is a very special game for me, because it's the game that was with me in probably the worst moment of my life. So the real
Wow.
thing is, when I designed the Scavengers, I always had the idea of trying to make something in the as Skyrim in the space, you know,
Yeah.
same specific feeling of having a lot of quests, a lot of things happening at the same time.
Yes.
And yes, it was part of the inspiration. And in fact, Scavengers has some contents that look as a visual novel. And this specific way of making the quest came from Skyrim. So
I
yes,
see.
it's a great influence in the game.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
it's interesting
suppose.
because I played the Skyrim long before playing Morrowind. And
Oh,
well, you know,
okay.
you said your game looks as Morrowind. This game looks as Morrowind. Well, I never played Morrowind. I played the Skyrim directly, so it's fun, but it's great.
Yeah. No, yeah, no, I've played Morrowind since it was released. So yeah, and Skyrim I have many hours on as well. I think 900 or something.
Yeah, it's an
Crazy.
amazing game. I have to say that, and something great about the Skyrim is it make the players feel good, and this is amazing in a game. This is
Yes.
something really amazing. So
I
it's
suppose that
great.
is the most important thing maybe in a game, yeah, in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. To make people feel better and to make people to feel some experience different that make them think, and then make them to feel that they are living something different.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you would like to add, or say,
Thank you very much. It's the only
or
thing I can have.
or plug something, or I don't know.
Well, something I try to put a lot of details into the game because I feel that the little details make a huge difference. For instance, when you play in specific quest, the robotic Schrödinger cat mission, at the end of the quest, there is a huge explosion and it appears a permanent hole in the hull of the cloud station. And you know, after the quest, the hole is there. So the
Oh,
idea is to make, the idea is to put all these small details because at the end the small details make the real difference. And there is, you know, there is a lot of things in the game that you haven't yet discovered. And
oh
there
yeah,
are
I'm
some
sure.
things in the game that you have not discovered, but they are already affecting the way you are playing the game. And I think that this is the great difference. And investing time in putting details, I think that is probably the best investment because
Oh,
they make the difference.
I'm gonna do that now. That I was gonna leave that the Schrödinger cat. I was like, bring a cat to a girl. I'll leave that, but
Yeah,
I'm going to see it now.
yeah,
And that
yes, it's a
makes me
crazy
think.
mission.
Actually, I wondered
Yes, yes.
after you do the Federation bit. When I came back to Utopia and it was all settled, is there like a new sign over the Utopia entrance?
Yeah,
That
yes,
is,
yes.
I did pick that up. Yeah, there is like a set of stars, like a Federation flag or something over it,
Yes,
isn't
the
there?
Federation flag in the 7 stations that
Oh,
join
in
in the
all of
Federation.
them, right?
In all of them, in the 7. In
Oh
the
yeah, I
7,
only
yes.
saw it.
And
I
you have,
only noticed on Utopia. But
yes, and in the 7 stations that belong to the Federation, the flag appears. And also you have to travel to Lancelot, a very unique place.
oh, okay,
Trust
I'll
me,
do that
travel
too.
to Lancelot.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's strange. Yeah, it's an exotic place.
I haven't been there yet. That's right. I've been to Guinevere, but not Lancelot.
Oh, you know what is okay, but Lancelot is unique. You have to visit Lancelot.
Right. I will do that. I will do that tonight.
Yeah, it's the craziest place of the game. I promise.
Right.
And also the eye. I think that you haven't been at the eye station.
Sorry, at what station?
The eye.
No, I don't think so.
No.
What system is that in?
It's a station with a massive computer. It's a station with a massive computer. It's inspired by Firefly.
Okay.
And the movie Serenity. And the eye is a unique station for the sound. It has something that any other state that is unique in the entire game. And it's a strange place.
Okay, well, what system is that in? Do you know?
Oh, I don't remember. My game is too big. Yeah. I'm looking because sorry, I'm opening the map. I don't remember where is the eye. Where the fuck I put the eye? Oh my god! I'll able to find it in a second. I think that this in no, it's not here. It's not here in Copernicus.
Oh, Copernicus. Okay. Right.
Yeah,
I'm going to do that, and I'm going to bring the cat. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go to Lancelot.
Yeah. And Lancelot, you have to visit Lancelot.
Jeez, let me write that down actually. I'm saying that so confidently. I don't know if you've seen the videos, but my memory is terrible. Lancelot, Copernicus, and you see, what was the third one?
Lancelot is in another system.
In Camelot. Yeah.
Camelot. Yeah.
Very the third one. Oh, the cat. Bring the cat back. That cat back. Right. I'll do that tonight. So, I think I'll wrap it up here. If that's okay. Unless you want to have something else you want to say.
Thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you very much for inviting me.
I really enjoyed it too. So, thanks for coming on the show and talking about it. Well, if you could call it a show, but thanks for talking to me. And I'll see you online, I guess. Well, so
see
this...
you.
I don't really know how to close this thing off, folks, so I'm just going to say thanks for watching and see you again next time.